So, about miscarriages and what Trump is doing, removing all women's rights to their own bodies. So, you know how when nurses tell us you what not to do when you're pregnant or when you found out you're pregnant and all that stuff? One of those things is hot steamy baths. So, um, when people have hot baths, even if they're not pregnant, you do it for like 20 minutes. Um, Usually because any longer it gets kind of, boring and all that stuff. Um, and you have to make sure you have water with you, which I never do, and it's not very good. Um, so, since Trump and his Goonies are accepting RAPE babies being born, forcibly being born out of no rights of the women's own, to her bodies. So if the female is way too traumatized by the RAPE and is forced to carry to term, which the RAPEIST wanted, well, guess what? Go have hot baths for 20 minutes at least. Make sure it's nice and steamy. Have like music playing, hot candles, do a candlelight, or watch a show, for like 20 minutes at least. And make sure you have water. And I learned my lesson many, 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 many times, which I haven't learned, not, my bad. But have some water. But make sure that I do this like almost every day until you know a miscarriage has happened. Um, Doing this causes stress to the body, and the high blood pressure and everything else goes up, and that adds stress to the body, and the body removes the fetus or embryo, whatever stage is at. One other things is I've been hearing every now and then, um, airlines doesn't want you to be on board of a plane if you're pregnant because it increases labor and all that stuff. So I don't know what stage you have to be for the miscarriage to work on a plane. So that is another thing. I don't know how well it works, but if you are very evidently are pregnant, they advise you not to. Um, Same thing with if you have a cast on, because fluids in your body expands and all that stuff, because density and atmospheric, all that stuff. So if it affects the pregnancy, even if you don't, if you're even if you're not showing. So, anyways, I don't know how well it works for most times, but maybe take a nice long flight somewhere if you're pregnant by the RAPIST. Hot baths, long flights. There are ways to cause a miscarriage. Sometimes miscarriage just happens without you doing these things, but that's another different story caused by the sperm itself. Um, something's wrong with sperm. So, there are certain elements that can cause miscarriages. Don't drink any toxins because you're harming yourself first before anything happens, and you could be scarred before a miscarriage even happens. So, for those Americans down south of the border, if share this, because most females doesn't know this. Keep in mind, the most easiest, most affordable thing you could do is hot baths for 20 minutes, have some music going, candlelights, or just have like a show going on your laptop or something. And be in the hot tub like at least 20 minutes. Make sure you have cold water. Um, but make sure that your body is under stress and do this for like maybe a few days or so until the body decides to eject the embryo or fetus. So that's my little take. I'm saying this as a Canadian because I don't want you guys cause massive lineups for us Canadians at the health clinic because we will get very, very grouchy. Okay? So make sure that Trump doesn't get in office because he's going to remove much more rights, human rights, because his opinion matters. And it seems like he's trying to pull off a Gilead. If you guys haven't watched the Handmaid's Tale, it's really bad. It's so bad. It's so extreme missed like show. So anyways, I'll let you guys go and hope this video is shared among Americans who doesn't want to be forced to carry the fetus to terms and forced to take care of it. And that can happen and will be happening. I don't know what each state laws are, but also to those who doesn't realize what happens to people who hide depression. These people don't always say anything about death or anything. People usually hide it because if they bring it up and all that stuff, people around them are prevented from happening, and the victim suffers even more so. So any kind of brainwashing, trying to brainwash a person to keep the RAPE baby, be cautious because suicide could go up because the traumatization and everything else that comes along with depression, postpartum depressions, and everything else that a female has to deal with. It's very criminal what TRUMP is doing. It's very criminal against human rights, especially female rights. Don't let him go any farther, which hopefully he doesn't go, well, most likely will go farther than what he has done already against the rights of humans. But if you want to know what I meant by Gilead, watch the movie trailers because it's very brutal. There's a lot of torture, abuse, and a lot of RAPE involved. And that's all on the handmaids. They have even less rights. They don't have no rights at all to even on like no rights for the bodies. They're just vessels. They're used as breeding cows. The wives, they don't have much rights either. But those wives treats the handmaids pretty bad. So it's a very horrendous show, and we don't want TRUMP remove any more rights to females, to our bodies and careers. Hopefully it doesn't go to the extreme because he's acting like an extremist. The ones in the show I've mentioned. I wish that show was never been made ever because TRUMP is pulling stunts off ideas from that show, and it can get a lot worse. So to those Americans down south across the border, please share this video about how to increase miscarriages, because no one doesn't want to carry a RAPE baby, and it doesn't matter how the mother is acting. If she's acting happy, deep down she's breaking apart and probably on the edge of suicide. So to the brothers, husbands, cousins, don't let your female relatives go down that road of suffering. So stop him for making further choices, demands, and everything else, and the government that is forcing all kinds of human rights, removing it off the table. So once again, I'm sorry for distractions and carry on. please share this video if you really care about the women in your lives, because suicide could go up by what Trump is doing. Okay, bye, good luck, and please share this video.